And this is the literature. The literature says this. You got dissociative identity disorder being diagnosed predominantly amongst people who are drug users. Well, what a fucking surprise that is. Because when you take drugs, you change a little. This is nonsense. Of course they're being trained into this. It's not your fault, is it? You don't want to believe you stole money from your mum, do you? No, you didn't. You know who did that? It's a little character inside of you. And you remember that kid you used to hang around with at school? And he was a naughty boy, wasn't he? But you hung around with him. And then you both set you told me you told me that you both set the shed on fire, right? It was his idea though, wasn't it? What's his name? Robbie. Yeah. How old was Robbie when Robbie did that? He was 10. Yeah, man. I got you. I'm your mate. I think you're being Robbie. I think you're being Robbie. Would you say you're being Robbie? I guess I was being Robbie. I guess I was being Robbie. Yeah. How old did you say Robbie was? Well, he was 10. Ah, so you're saying the alter called Robbie is? Shall I just write down? He's 10 years old. I mean, he was 10 years old. No, but he's in you. He's in you. How old is he? Well, I guess he's 10. And what's he like? Well, he's a little shit. He's a little up and coming psychopath. Does he steal? Yeah, he steals. But he didn't steal. Robbie stole. How old's Robbie again? He's 10. See, by the fourth time I'm asking you, you're trained. Robbie's 10. Where is he? He's in me. What does Robbie do? He steals things. Do you steal things? I don't steal things. Robbie steals things. Okay, now, boom. There you go. Take minutes, because I'm a smackhead who's looking at jail time. That's who I was talking to. I was 22, and I would be the last. And I'm over dramatizing this. I'm blatantly over dramatizing this. But for some of them, this was literally true. I was the last thing they would see before a jail cell. This was their last chance, and they needed me to sign them off. Like for some of them, they would have to come to 10 one-hour lectures, and then they wouldn't go to jail. But if they missed one of my lectures, I'd just be like, absent. The jail, your bed's made. Your bed is made. This is your third time. Your bed's made. You spewed off the counselling option. You're inside now, and you will struggle to get access to drugs, and that's your life now. So that sucks. It's not just prison then. If you're a heroin addict, it's also like torture. It's going to be extremely painful. So you have a degree of control, is what I'm saying. I personally didn't abuse it. I just didn't know what the hell was going on. I was confused. But you could. Are you going to sign off on this? Do you have 6 alters inside of you? Yes. I'm not saying that every time this happens, this is how it happens. I'm presenting to you how it could happen. It might be easier than that. Look, we're writing a book and it's going to be turned into a film. Do you want to be in the book? Yes. Do you want to be famous? I'm American. Of course I want to be famous. What else is there as an American? Okay, so how many alters do you have? I don't know, 17? How many do you fucking need? I'll do the tap dance. Yeah, I got 17 alters in me. They all do different things. They all have different magic tricks that they do. My cynicism kicks in at this point. I think this is all part of inflicting a model on a human being. And the model, there's a word, I really like this word. I think it's the right word. Specious means superficially plausible, but actually wrong. So when you hear like, well, the person's personality split apart under stress, and different parts of them came forward to cope with different scenarios, you go, that sounds okay. And if you left it there, I'd be like, I wouldn't argue with you. I'd just go, yeah, but we all do that. It's you could say this person has CPTSD. I guess some clinicians are going to look at that and they're going to say, well, that's borderline personality disorder. Other clinicians will look at some of the behaviors and they might be like, this person seems manic depressive because they're emotionally dysregulated. And other clinicians may look and say, oh, this person got a psychotic disorder. It's going to be around that cluster of diagnoses, but it doesn't stop there. It doesn't stop with this person split the personality or sort of fragmented the personality a little bit, moved it apart to keep my really angry side, which I had to develop to survive as a junkie on the streets of, it wasn't Liverpool, right? It was in Runcorn, near Liverpool, down the way from Liverpool, whatever. to survive as a junkie in Liverpool, New York, Boston, Chicago, wherever I am, I would have become this, or I went to prison, or I went to Borstal, I was in foster homes, I had to be this, but I wanted to protect the more vulnerable parts, the younger parts of myself from that. So I split them apart further and further. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm absolutely with you. That's still not two separate, discrete personalities. So it's been taken to a ludicrous extent, is what I'm saying. And then the further ludicrous claim is these personalities sometimes don't even know the other one exists. Come on. Come on. Come on. Either the therapist has trained the client to say that, or the client is playing with the therapist. But you cannot have high levels of functionality like that and extremely low levels of functionality at the same time. It just doesn't, the brain doesn't work like that. You would need to be, I'm not saying that that can't happen, but if that happens, that's not dissociative identity disorder. That person is a psychotic. Absolutely. People can go into a state of mind, a physiological state, not a personality, a different physiological state, do things and forget. But we have a term for that. It was schizophrenia. I think it's now just psychotic disorder. That's a psychotic person. That's not, it's film level, it's book level stuff. So